Here it is.
I'm here. Sorry about that, but I had to start off with the new Genesis Series 1 of 1. It's going to be the only one minted. I wanted to start off with that because I wanted to see, just to start off with that, because my first impressions on this vehicle, I don't know, it's all right to me. Um, I didn't really have anything exactly that I was expecting, so this car is to me just a typical car, but it probably gonna be one of the fastest cars in the game, maybe without much, without much training or tuning or whatever it is. That's a part of the game. So, my impression of the car is all right. I would like to know, get everybody's feedback. You can leave a comment down below, or if you're on the live, let's see who's on the live right now. Oh, nice. Upland for life. Okay. What is your first impression of that car? Upland for life. Because I am more neutral on it. The design is all right. It just looks flashy. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me, man. The car is all right. Eh, eh, eh. I'm more excited for the new city that's going to be open. I know. I think I'm more biased because I'm one of those regular guys in the game who don't have a ton of money in this game. So a car like that is not necessarily going to excite me. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna try and take part in trying to win this game, because if you go to Upland's YouTube channel, you have an opportunity. X1 the gamer mentioned that you have the opportunity to win this vehicle. So I'm obviously gonna take part in it. I don't think um, same with you. With the tuning and everything, I honestly wouldn't bet it would look like that. Yeah, I don't think so, because and that's a great point. Your next part is, what will this new upgrade brings? Like, because with this car now, it's not gonna be a top down view. It's gonna be like first person view in this vehicle, and what's that gonna look like? Because as I see it right now, there isn't much in the game. So you're going to be driving through cities that don't have a lot of buildings, don't have a lot of um, plant life or anything like that to really look at. So, yes, it's great to win this car, and and have the first one, but there's nothing to look at unless you're going to be going so fast. It's not going to matter what you're looking at in this game. But all in all, it's a good thing. They're incorporating something else in the game. Once it gets down to us, the regular folks who can buy a regular car, we will be able to race. And I enjoy racing. It's something I will participate in. I don't know how it's gonna work out. Is it gonna be clubs? Is it gonna go off based on nodes? Like, how is it going to work? Where are the tracks going to be? Are all the tracks are going to be created by the Uplanders, or Upland itself have maybe one or two tracks that are usable in the game? Like, that major upgrade in the game is something that's going to be, actually, I think the upgrade to this game is what's going to be more interesting than the car, to be honest, because now this top down view that we have, I guess if you have a car, you don't necessarily have that top down view unless you're floating around the city with your block explorer. But if cars coming into the game, and that's one of the modes of transportation a lot of people will be using, the top down view now for us guys who haven't purchased cars is going to be like, okay, what does this looks like, right? And the people who purchase cars is going to be just dry and bare. There's not going to be much. You're going to be driving around unless you just stay in cities that have nodes and have a lot of properties of a lot of structures. I keep calling them properties. A lot of structures that are built, so you have something to look at. I can understand where the Trump Tower is in New York. That's going to be something to look at too, especially when you're driving around, and if possible, you're able to look up to see how high or how tall this building is. So it's going to be something. But I really want to see that upgrade for Upland. Like, what changes are going to be made once we go into that first person view and traveling around the city. And I did mention this before in a long time ago, probably 10, 20 episodes back, about the use of trains, buses, and stuff like that in the game. Is that the only way, the only time well, like, we use buses now just to go in between cities? Because I remember X1 the gamer mentioned that cars will be able to go in between cities. Or is it that based on the amount of spark that you have can only take you so far, and you could charge up your car somewhere else? Maybe that's where Spark stores or Spark stations will come in, so that all the people who own the gas stations may be able to build a structure on top of it and rent out their Spark that way. That could be a possibility where people who are traveling in between cities can do that. Or is it going to be like that where you're only able to go within a city, and then if you want to go to another city, you take a bus or you take an airplane? Because a lot of the traveling done in the states, for example, yes, they do take airplanes, but a lot of people take buses, a lot of people drive. So I know Upland did say they're gonna have it that you can go from city to city. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the value of these train stations and bus terminals turn out to be. I know airports will always maintain their value, but my question is, for the trains and the bus terminals, what's going to happen there? Because with these cars coming out, and until the update comes out, and I guess, well, let's say this, right? The cars come out. By the time the regular guys, are able to purchase our car, the game should be fully updated. Or maybe when the cars come out, and whoever has cars will be able to get that update, right? To that new top down, or sorry, that first person view, and where you can see everything. I don't know. I'm just saying, because we're still like, what, maybe 2.5 weeks maybe away from, yeah, maybe 2 weeks, about 2 weeks away from June the 6th. Let me see, let me check on a calendar here just to see, because today's the 22nd. There's 31 days in May, so let's see how many weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks and a day, pretty much 2 weeks and a day. We have left until the whole Genesis and the cars come out in Las Vegas and all of that. Well, Upland is in a great position right now, I believe, because the amount of money they're going to make, guys, the billionaire Abdullah, right? When he starts buying cars, I want to see his collection. And everybody else who have 100 or 200 million UPEX in this game, once they start buying cars, it's going to be interesting to see their collection. But it's kind of good for us, the little guy. Why? When those guys are distracted in buying these cars, that leaves a lot more properties for us, the little guys. All the guys that are under 10 million, I'm calling the 10 million upex, I'm calling the little guys. Here's an opportunity when the big whales and everybody else underneath them who are bigger than us are focused on grabbing as many cars as they can, we can grab as many properties as we can and try to grab properties that will earn you a fairly good amount of yield so you can build up your UPEX. So maybe when cars do come out for us guys that are under 10 million UPEX, we'll have the money or the UPEX to buy these things. Because, you know, I'm looking at it like once June, I don't know, maybe it's going to be a whole month, right? Or maybe it's going to be uh, a 2 week period. I'm going to check something. I'm going to check on Upland's calendar because I want to see um, when the Spark Week is in June. Because if June 6th is um the okay, so Genesis week. No Spark Week? Oh, okay. So, no Spark Week next month. So, it's all Genesis week from Monday to Friday, from the 6th to the 10th. Okay. And, okay, live city opening. Live city opening. Behind the scenes, look at the release of a new city in Upland. Click here to learn more. Okay, so live city opening at the end of the week on a Friday. So there must be a lot of other things being dropped from Monday to Thursday. A lot of things are happening that day. And then they're going to do a live in person. So all the people who are in Vegas will, I don't know if they're going to be in front of computers or what, but they'll have the live city opening in Las Vegas on Thursday the 9th and Friday the 10th in the City of Lights, and we are closing our Genesis with a bang. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what really happens at the end of the week because um, there's no Spark Week, so it's going to be more so about just getting everything else, whatever is on their roadmap. And I was looking at the roadmap, and it's a lot. Like I have to really and truly go over the roadmap again that they released on March the 11th, because that will give you a better understanding of some of the things that may be happening during that week. And it's a lot because I believe ornaments, I said that already. Cars, obviously, um, probably, and the new structure types for every city that we all voted on. If you guys voted, I did, and we'll be able to. All of those will be released in the game, so all those will be included. And I don't mind because, to be honest, it would be nice if they replace the homes that Upland has right now in the game with these ones that we voted on with. That would be pretty cool. That would be quite interesting because um You don't want these things to be a special item that we all voted on. We all want access to these homes. So now instead of me building like a townhouse that look like whatever, I'll be able to build something a little bit nicer because I don't only have the slender straight properties. I have bigger properties. And hopefully I'm praying for this Upland, please. If you watch any of my episodes and you do watch this one, please allow us to build like on the large properties, allow us to build more than one property. It may be two, right? And then we can decorate it with ornaments and trees and grass and all these type of things instead of just having one property. I think like the mega size properties, you should be able to have two or three depending on how big they are, because even in real life, like for example, where I live, there's a ton of condos going up. And in, for example, let's say everybody will be able to relate to this, a Walmart parking lot. Sometimes in a Walmart parking lot, they're putting up four condos, right? Including Walmart and the parking lot. They're putting 4 to 5 condos in that small space, right? So why can't we put more than one building on a larger area, on a larger UP2, and be able to decorate it with ornaments, trees, and all these different things that, and statues and whatever else people would like to incorporate into the game and incorporate onto their property. It would be something that's quite interesting. So it's great. I'm looking forward to Genesis Week. I'm not too excited about the car that much, but I want to see what else Upland has to offer. I think we focus a little bit too much on the car and the whole whatever see this being secretive or whatever it is. And there's so much more things other than the car that we need to focus on, because yes, you can get a car and like I said before, drive around the city, but there's no structures there. There's nothing there that really stands up for you to really want to drive. Yes, you can be the first one to be able to drive your vehicle around the city, but you can drive your vehicle around the city and there's nothing to see. So that's where I want to put my attention and my energy is away from the car. Yes, racing is great. Um, I know in the demo that we saw there was buildings in the demo, but it's not going to be exactly the same in the game unless all the nodes that are being created right now are going to be turned somehow into racetracks. And the problem is, not all nodes are the same. Some nodes are all in blocks. That's not a good thing to race. That's just going to be one straight stretch. The nodes that have the roads that go like this and twist and turn and all that stuff, they have the better types of nodes that you can actually say, yes, I can see a racetrack somewhere in this node. So, like I said, I'm waiting to see what happens if Vegas is the new city that's being opened. I say to all my viewers, this is what I'll be doing. I'll be minting in areas that I feel will be a perfect area for a node. Sorry, not for a node, for a racetrack. Okay? That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be minting streets, neighborhoods, all of that. But on top of that, I'm minting in areas where I believe that area will turn into a nice racetrack. So, something you guys should look out for, because if you're going to be buying a car somewhere in the future and you want to participate in races, at least let it be in your neighborhood, because you can train continuously on that track and get your car better, and then travel around to different tracks and try it out. And also another thing is, when this racing thing say evolves to level 2, it would be awesome if we could get clubs like F1 style. You know what I mean? You have a whole team, right? That you build your car, train your car, do whatever upgrades is necessary so that you can race on the race circuit, where you do a tour over a week, for example, where you go to five different tracks that week, and then there's another tournament the following week, and it's another five different tracks in the first one. And once you build up enough nodes and enough racetracks, then you could have a mega circuit where there's continuous racing all year around, nonstop. There's no issue with weather. I don't think they're going to include, maybe they'll include weather into the game because they're going to be having off road and stuff like that. So it makes sense for you to include weather because you can't have off road racing and not have mud tracks or dirt or anything like that. So it's something that, I think weather will eventually be a part of the game where it rains and for the off road, it gets really muddy. And there's some interesting types of different competitions now in real life that can be incorporated into the game. Maybe monster trucks, maybe rally races, which I that's another thing. So I enjoy F1 and rally. I do like NASCAR, even though they're just going around in the oval. I don't care. I still watch it. It's racing. So there's so many ways Upland can take this racing thing, but that's gonna have to just wait until um that part, all those cars come out. Then the second point to vehicles is the business vehicles, the transportation vehicles, the vehicles that people are going to be using for tours. Because with all the nodes, you can have a tour company that tours and say, "Oh, look at that building. Oh, that's one of the landmarks in our community." Like for example, the Trump Tower. You'll be able to drive and have a little tour in that part of New York and show everyone, oh, this is where the Trump Tower is, this is where that is, that's the next one over there. Oh, check out that museum over there, or that special design, or whatever it is. So it's something that, you know, it's going to take some time. Probably by the end of this year into next year, the game will completely look different. It's I don't believe it will look the same from this top down, but a lot more upgrades and new utility will be brought to the game. Hopefully, like I said, I have to go through the roadmap again because there was one thing I didn't really understand was the whole minting of UPIX. I didn't understand that, so I really got to take a look through the roadmap again to see what's what and what they really have in mind and try to figure out how that can be applied to the game. How would it look for us, the players in the game, and what changes this will make to the game. So, all in all, what Upland is doing is great. It's bringing something new to the game. The game will probably even take off even more now because if you're not buying properties, you're racing. Okay, if you're able to afford a vehicle, which I believe Upland will make it so we all can afford vehicles, even if it means that you're gonna skip out on a few city openings to get a part to be a part of these new vehicles that are coming out. It's something I can see happening, and like I told Upland for Life last episode, you gotta go and buy properties that will earn you at least 120,000 UPIX per month. You can do some damage with that. I'm telling you that much. You can do some damage. All right. Well, that's it for me. Thank you, Upland for Life, for coming in again and watching. Um, that's all I really have for today. I just want to see what's gonna happen with this with these cars coming in, and then I'll be able to expand a little bit more. All right. Thank you guys. If you guys like my comment, please like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on Upland's reveal of the car. Okay, Upland for life. You too, man. Have a great night. All right. Bye, y'all.